Hey, what's up? I wanted to make a YouTube video because it's been a while, and I know I made that one post where I'd been awake for 5 days and I was saying my dad had kept me awake for 5 days. Well, in January 2024 until July 27th, 2024, I've been in the mental health system, the social system. So, how did I continue video games and music the whole time? All right, we're going to talk about that. So yeah, I was living with my parents for basically my whole life. So in January 2024, I left the house at midnight and I called 911 on myself. Went to the ER for 2 nights, then went to the psych ward. In the psych ward, while I was there for 2 weeks, um, I was there voluntarily, so I was there a little bit shorter than some people might be, where when you're voluntary, the doctors and the practitioners and the nurses get to decide when it's time for you to go home. So what did I do? In the psych ward, we had no phones, no TV except for one TV in the living room for us all to share. And the funny thing about that is they always the patients there had the TV at 100 out of 100 at all times. It was behind a glass case, so no one, like it's like a plastic case, so no one could mess with the TV. But sometimes I would turn it down to like 92, and people would be like, "What? You turned the TV down?" Anyway, so what was I doing for music and video games in the psych ward to stay sane? See, I was not exactly a danger to myself and others, other than the fact that I was mentally ill, had been awake for 5 days, and I was using and abusing alcohol and cannabis. So, mental illness, technically, with alcohol and cannabis, would be a danger to myself and others, but I wasn't like gonna hurt anybody. I wasn't gonna like hurt myself. I had to get out of my house, and I was admitted. So, what did I do? I got these headsets. It was like a wireless radio set with like batteries in it. I played Christian rock for like 3 hours first thing in the morning. So I would wake up, do yoga and stretching, maybe some push ups. This was like 6 a.m. Grab a coffee, put my headset on, and I would just dance in my room because I had my own room. There was two beds in there, but I had my own room after the guy who came in on my second day went totally off the walls, and he was actually forced to leave. So I'd just be playing Christian rock in my wireless headset, just dancing, having a great time. I imagined the people coming into work at the hospital would see me in my window, whoa, whoa, just having a blast, and I would dance, and it was it was really cool. It was really cool because like I like pop, and really my favorite kind of music is dubstep, but um I really kind of needed that spiritual connection with music. Um I would write lyrics. I would write songs and lyrics in my journal. I came up with a song that I think I ended up producing and releasing. I can't remember exactly. It was like 6 months ago. Um, so after like 3 hours of doing that in the morning, listening to Christian rock, I'd go to a few groups when it was time for group, learn things about mental illness and wellness and stuff like that. And yeah, every chance I got, I think after lunch, I would spend another hour listening to Christian rock, just dancing in my room, having a great time. People would say, "Oh, you're like dancing through the halls as you're walking down the halls. You're that dancing guy." So in the psych ward, the radio, Christian rock, that's how I stayed sane. So 2 weeks pass. I decided something about music towards the end of my stay. My old name was Treveix O'Leary or Travix O'Leary with like upside down A's and V's, and there's a the lowercase a in my name was a V, and the V in my name was an uppercase A, and that was to symbolize the Illuminati, because I didn't really believe in that stuff, but I thought it would be cool to, like, people in the dubstep scene might think it's cool to have the Illuminati symbol with that capital A in the middle of my name, Travix or Treveix O'Leary. And I had this moment with this guy. He was a staff at the psych ward, and he encouraged me to believe in God, and that was cool. So I had this moment where I was coming up with different logos for my name, Treveix O'Leary or Travix O'Leary, and it just came to me that if it's evil to you, it is evil, or if it's bad to you, it is bad. So I ripped up those logos that I was coming up with, tore the paper. I think I tore up some lyrics that I was writing for that name. But actually now I'm releasing music on Spotify and Apple and stuff like that as just Travis O'Leary, the same name as my YouTube channel here. Um, so yeah, drop that Illuminati symbol and just Travis O'Leary. Just I'm me. I think there's one other guy on Spotify named Travis O'Leary, but he's he's a he's a user profile where I'm an artist. So yeah, so 2 weeks pass of Christian rock. Now I'm in Ertz. I left after 2 weeks of being in the psych ward. I went to Ertz, which is Intense Residential Treatment Services. Uh, Intense Residential Treatment Services. So I was there for 4 months. When I first got there, I had my phone, I had the clothes on my back, I had a few things that I had stuffed in the pockets of my coat when I left my house, and I started making music on my phone. I downloaded Fruity Loops for the phone, or FL Studio for the phone. I think it was like $10 or $20 on the Google Play Store. That was a real challenge, making music on a phone. If you can make good music on a phone, you've got a great future ahead of you as a musician, because it is very hard. You have to start from the beginning and go to the end. You can't like make the drop first and then copy paste it over and make room for the intro and stuff. You start from the beginning and you write every note in order. I actually made a few real dubstep songs, and I think for the snare drum, I got the idea from Skrillex in an interview that he did, where opening a pop can make a really good snare, like tss. So I use that the pop can opening for as a sample for the snare drum, and I was writing music on my phone. I think I made like 2 or 3 songs on the phone, and it was very difficult because of some of the things with the API of Android phones. It was really hard to get an actual MP3 of your song off of FL Studio Mobile. But I was working with what I got, and every time I made 3 songs or something like that, every time I did it, I had to relearn how to get it actual to an MP3 to be able to upload to SoundCloud. Or I think I uploaded it straight to YouTube. But anyway, so I'm in Ertz. I was there for 4 months. The first month or so, or 2 weeks to a month, I was making music on my phone, watching YouTube videos. So having a phone was a big difference in my music. I do want to go back a little bit. At the psych ward, one of the staff let me into the art room, and I got to play piano. Yeah, I got to play piano for about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And I performed one of my songs in the wrong key because I didn't know where this. I was trying to play in C major, but I accidentally started with F as the root, because I don't know on a keyboard where F is and C is. I get them confused. Anyway, playing the piano was cool. I think later on I figured out where the C was, and that towards the end of that 10 minutes, and I did it again. It was like the song was like, "It's hard to choose love right now. I know love can break the curse." Anyway, so here we go. Making music on my phone. I come up with this idea to talk to my parents into coming to visit me in the Twin Cities. I was in St. Paul. And they had to come up about a half-hour drive from the suburbs of St. Paul. And I made the deal. I said, "You give me my laptop, and I'll give you the keys to the condo the condo was where I ran away from. So I basically said, like, okay, so I give you the keys to the condo. You don't have to worry about psychosis or drunk Travis showing up to the condo and walking in. In return, you bring me my laptop. Okay, cool. Traded the keys. I called them the keys to hell. Traded the keys. Got my laptop. Okay, so all right, we got Ableton Live again. Now, in in group at ERTS, Intense Residential Treatment Services, in group, we learned about being assertive. Assertive means you're not aggressive, you're not passive. You go for your needs without going against someone else's needs. That's being assertive. So, aggressive would be going for your needs no matter the cost of other people's needs, and passive would be you're afraid to ask for your needs to people please the aggressive people. So, assertive, I came up with this idea to make kind of like, well, my practitioner called it jovial, which means like a very happy and bright song. I was making kind of like just like chilled out music that I could play on my laptop without bugging anybody. No harsh beats. There were some beats, but no harsh beats. Nothing, no loud singing. Something I could play on my laptop in my room, because I had my own room at ERTS with very thin walls. Um, so I was at that time I was really missing how at my parents' condo I could play my music on my 5-inch JBL studio monitors that were like a foot tall, almost the size of a PlayStation 5 or something. But the speaker was 5 inches. So I used to blast my music. It was pretty thick walls at the condo. So I was thinking, okay, chilled out, relaxing, jovial, happy and bright music. I called it assertive music, and I think some of those tracks are still on my YouTube page, and they might even be on Spotify. I don't remember. I've moved on from that project, but so yeah, I'm using Ableton, and I used a high pitched bass, like a C major bass. So most people say your subwoofer plays below the C, so you'd use like a G, E, or F to get that low bass, and so C is a little bit too high for a subwoofer. So I was thinking, great, that's great for the jovial, bright, assertive music. So I made like maybe 5 of those songs, and it was kind of cool. In one of the groups, in one of the groups, the uh, the staff played my song for the group. We got to pick whatever songs we wanted. My song was on YouTube, so I said Travis O'Leary. I think I had gone. Maybe it was just Travis O'Leary. I think, yeah, it wasn't Travis O'Leary. I think it was just Travis O'Leary. And I played the song for the group because it was on YouTube, and people didn't really get it. Another dude, I showed him in the living room right out. The living room was like right outside of my single person room. Played for him on the TV. He said he didn't really like the lyrics because the lyrics were like blah 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 blah. Just kind of having fun, and he was kind of making fun of that, but he liked the music part of it, not the blah blah blah. So I'm sharing my music with people and posting it online, and that was a really good way to get my music out there. So now I think the title of this video is Video Games and Music While in the Mental Health Facilities. Okay, so I can make music on my phone. Can I play video games on my phone? I know I just said I had my laptop, but about a week before I got the laptop, I was playing cloud gaming on Game Pass Ultimate on my phone. I tried it for about 10 minutes and it didn't work. I think I tried GoldenEye 007. It wasn't really working on the mobile controls. I tried a game called Spider Heck, which was the character was a spider on my phone. It was so small I couldn't really play the game. So that was a big reason I wanted to get my laptop. So I get the laptop. I'm making music in Ableton again, the assertive, jovial, happy, and bright music. Okay, so now how do I game? Game Pass Ultimate has cloud gaming, streaming. It's like the Netflix of gaming, right? So, Mom and Dad, I need my Xbox controller. Next time you come up here to drop off pop and snacks and peanuts and M&Ms, bring the Xbox controller. The barrier of entry to video games um, on cloud gaming is you need an Xbox controller. Um, all right, so now I'm playing cool games. I'm playing Gotham Knights, a AAA title in the Batman universe, where you're playing as all the characters from like some characters from Titans. It's basically the three people who have been Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin and Batgirl. I played as Nightwing. It was really cool. So I'm playing a AAA game, AAA Batman game on Game Pass Ultimate, streaming, cloud gaming. A little bit of lag, but not much. It was fine. I'm in a mental institution or facility there for 4 months. Game on. This is as good as it gets. Um, all right, what other game did I play? Starfield. I had just beaten Starfield a little bit before I checked into the ER leading to the psych ward. I played Starfield, and so I was on New Game Plus towards about halfway through New Game Plus. So I finished up New Game Plus on Xbox Cloud Gaming. So I'm using my laptop with an Xbox controller. This laptop is not a gaming laptop. It does not have a great graphics card. It's an Iris Xe Intel graphics card. So I'm on Game Pass and I see, this game, Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. It says this would run fine on your laptop. I'm like, okay, I got this laptop for making music. I never knew, I knew there wasn't like a RTX 2070 in it or something like that. So the Intel Iris Xe graphics card, it could play Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. Interesting. So I download it and it plays fine. It's like an HD 2D game, RPG. Played about 15 hours in that. That was great. I tried Battletoads. Battletoads, that's from 2018, I think. I downloaded that to my laptop because Game Pass Ultimate said this will run fine on your laptop. I kind of unlocked a new thing like, I can play these like little 2D adventures on my laptop without the cloud gaming. Battletoads was a little laggy, but it wasn't like the input latency. It was more like the graphics couldn't really handle it as much. So that was cool. I'm gaming. I'm making music in Ableton. I'm playing cloud gaming. I have a few games running natively. That was great. Cool. So 4 months pass. I go to tons and tons of groups. Like I had enough groups to buy. Oh, so in groups I'd give you points. It's like these tickets that you'd get at the like at the arcade where you play like skee ball and stuff. You get like 20 tickets for getting 100 points or something. So in the ERTS, the intense residential treatment services, which is for drugs and alcohol and mental health. So go to groups, learn about CBT, DBD, DBT, CBT, DBT. We learn meditation, we learn yoga, we learn about housing, because I actually moved into a group home after ERTS. So it was really great that I learned about housing and different benefits that I could have being in the mental health system and the social system. So going to groups all the time, I went to so many groups that I could buy for 1,000 points a water bottle that I still use today. It has 64 ounces in it, which is what you should drink in a day, and it says like 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., and so on. So you drink the 64 ounces in a day. If you get home from a walk and it's 3 p.m. and you haven't drank since 11 a.m., you know how much water to drink. That was 1,000 points. I went to so many groups. I'm gaming, I'm making music, but I'm going to every single group. You'd get 25, 50, or 100 points. I was spending points on like Pop Tarts, and there's a store to spend your points. I was spending points on Pop Tarts, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, and I still had 1,000 points. You get 25, 50, or 100 points per group. I still had 1,000 points to get this 64-ounce water bottle. I got a body wash from it too, and I'm after 4 months I'm leaving the Ertz. I left about 2,000 points in my drawer of my dresser. Okay, so now we're in the group home. I've been here about 2 months. I got my Xbox. Oh, I forgot to say at Ertz, my parents bought me a new TV. Forgot to say that. Okay. I need to backpedal a little bit because I was playing cloud gaming, right? My dad bought me a TV. It's like $200, $300 TV. It's like a 32-inch. It's 1080p. I know it doesn't really take advantage of all the things that the Xbox Series X has, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going home. I'm going to a group home. So for the next month, while I'm waiting to get into the group home, we got the Xbox Series X. We got this 32-inch TV. I'm playing Diablo 4 season 4. I'm gaming. Someone knocks on my door, time for group, knocks on my door, who want to check up on you. I just leave the game there, let my character die. So yeah, I propped up the TV on my dresser in the Ertz. Yeah, the dresser, the TV up there, 32-inch. Got the Xbox behind it. I got my Xbox controller. I'm playing Diablo 4, hooked up to the Wi-Fi. That was a blast. So I get to the group home, finish the season of Diablo 4, play Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2 was wild with all the mental illness stuff that I'm dealing with, the mental health stuff that I'm dealing with. Hellblade 2 is basically a schizophrenic warrior in hell, and her mental illness, her schizophrenia follows her, and her psychosis follows her into the afterlife. And she's like doing all this Norse mythology stuff, solving puzzles and doing these wild combat, cinematic combat instances. That was wild. So okay, so I'm at the group home playing Hellblade 2. I finished the season of Diablo 4. One cool thing that I did here was I challenged myself to do Diablo 4 hardcore. My goal is to get to level 100. That's level 100. That's the highest level. I got to level 98 and died. The problem was I had these rules, right? I had these rules to follow to stay alive. Like if there's a waller that blocks you in, you stay at the back of the wall because they're waiting for you to go to the exit of the wall to get you. Only use your blood mist invulnerability if you're crowd controlled, because if you use your blood mist for invulnerability, then you get crowd controlled, you die. I was following these rules. Get to about level 90, I'm starting to rehearse my acceptance speech. I'm thinking this is going to be amazing to post about this online, about how I got to level 100 on hardcore. Because when I got to level 50, it was like a 0.71% rare achievement. So like just getting to level 50 in Diablo, halfway to max level, was less than 1% of the players did that. So I'm level 90. I'm rehearsing my acceptance speech of getting to level 100. I stopped picking up loot. I'm just grinding. I use my invulnerability so that I can move my minions into the fight further. I use my invulnerability to get past enemies to bring my minions up forward. I get crowd controlled. That was my rule. Only use invulnerability when you're crowd controlled, because if you use it and then you get crowd controlled, you die. That's what happened. So I used it to get my minions up. I'm level 98. Then I get crowd controlled, cornered, dead. Character's gone. Will not resurrect your character for any reason. That was cool. So I did end up finishing Gotham Knights in the group home. I beat Mega Man 11. So I had my birthday in July. I got Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown physical and Mega Man 11 physical. Those are the two physical games that I have. I beat Mega Man 11. That was wild. And I'm working on Prince of Persia about 4 hours into that game. I think I beat Wolfenstein, the New Order. That was really cool. So one big thing about sorry, I don't have the pop filter, that probably blew up. One big thing about music was I got the Must Die producer masterclass and the Must Die producer um, sample pack. I watched the Must Die producer masterclass twice. First, I watched it, made a song, watched it again, and then I did one of the biggest challenges that I've ever done with music. I made three of the same song in three different genres. So it's the same song in three different genres. One was drum and bass, one was dubstep, and one was trap. And my idea was to wait for a big release in one of those three genres to release that song of that genre, and the other two songs that were not the genre that was famous, they'll just be in my, as my therapist said, it'll be my unreleased hidden gem of a B-side kind of thing. So I learned a lot from that Must Die Avant. The sample pack site is called Avant, AVNT, Avant Samples. The masterclass was amazing. I learned a lot about clipping, EQ, mixing and mastering, song structure, bass sound design. So yeah, I've been in the past 2 months that I've lived here in this group home, I've released one song every week. With that three genre one, just this last Friday, yesterday, or 2 days ago, it's Sunday now. 2 days ago on Friday, I listened to music trying to find out what kind of style is famous now. So I listened to all the music from the last 2 weeks. It was trap. So I made a drum and bass, a dubstep, and a trap version of the same song. It took me about 20 hours over 2 days, so 10 hours each day. It was like 8 hours the first day, like 10 or 12 hours the next day. So about 20 hours to make these three songs. So I listened to music on Friday night from 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. to find out what genre sticks out. It ended up being trap, basically just not beats that are kick, snare, boom, psh, boom, psh. It's more trap beats like boom, psh, boom, boom, psh, boom, boom, psh, boom, boom, psh. Kind of trap beats, like kind of more hip hop influence, but still bass music, still dubstep. Released that, so I've been playing games every week. I think last week I played 5 different games just to try them out. Ended up beating Mega Man 11. I got my Xbox here. I got my 32-inch TV. I didn't get my big OLED that's at my parents' house. I think my room's a little too small for that. But yeah, I'm hanging out. Sadly, I can't do hardcore anymore because the internet goes out 3 times a week. So I'm so glad that I enjoyed that level 98 adventure. It was like 49 hours because I had to unlock a lot of new renown, reputation, and get all the altars of Lilith and all the extra stuff to set up my hardcore account for future plays in Diablo 4. I only have about 2 minutes left till the max of Clipchamp. I'm using Clipchamp to record this. I have about 2 minutes left, so the internet goes out about 3 times a week here, so sadly I won't be able to do hardcore, but I'm actually almost glad I died at 98 because I was promised permadeath. I was promised that brutal demise that only hardcore Diablo can offer, and I got it. I got what the game mode offered, the brutal demise, just utter failure. I'd like to do hardcore sometime in the future, maybe when we get a new modem for the house. But yeah, I've been releasing a song. Now I'm releasing with SoundCloud Next Pro onto Spotify and Apple, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes. It's just Travis O'Leary, Travis space Oleary. Find me on Spotify, SoundCloud. I'm releasing my music on SoundCloud, then distributing with SoundCloud Next Pro. The cool thing about Next Pro is it sends your song out to about 100 people who like that genre and usually listen to at least 30 seconds of a song. So yeah, that's how I made music and played video games while being in the mental health system. Got about 30 seconds. I'm probably going to live here for like a year or something, and then I'll be moving on to an apartment to call my own within the same company that has the group home. Anyway, my name's Travis O'Leary. That's how I kept making music, kept playing games in the mental health system and the social system. And I'm doing really well. I'm 6 months sober, taking my meds, my mental health is amazing, doing great here.